What is up, guys? It's your boy, GRC. Let me turn my light on. Fix my hair. Right back. It's the third time I'm on today. 2 times we talked about new projects. Third time, new project. We're doing a new project again right now. We got WinWin.finance. WinWin.finance. I'll drop the link below. Let me pull up this page real quick just so I can show you guys what's on the menu. No audio here, so I can just pull my second screen. I'm learning, guys. Come on. I'm figuring this stuff out. Real time. Loving it. Ooh, what a pretty page. First impression, good. First impression, good. I like the color scheme. I think it's clean enough. DeFi savings account, compounding yield, big crypto prizes. Say hello to a new breed of savings account. Bank savings accounts are boring. Lotteries are a tax on people who are bad at maths. That's so true. WinWin is neither. It's a crypto-powered savings account with prizes built in. Monthly, quarterly, and yearly rewards. Stake your crypto assets in a pool. Earn compounding yield every day. You're in the draw to win. A native token you'll really want to hodl. A new asset, as new assets are added in the future, Win stakers would enjoy extra yield daily. Imagine receiving popular Pulse Chain tokens just for staking Win. Whoa, I like that. I want to earn free Pulse Chain tokens. I like free Pulse Chain tokens. No admin keys, non-custodial, guys. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I know there's a bunch of nerds in here. I know what they were thinking right away. There's bridge risk. There's bridge risk. Hold on one second. No admin keys and non-custodial. Let's read it. With WinWin, you'll always retain custody of your crypto and you never risk losing it. Instead, you earn compounding yield daily while enjoying a fair chance of winning big crypto prizes. For the community, inspired by the power of delayed gratification, WinWin gives the Pulse Chain community a sensible savings option with the chance to win big prizes. Say goodbye to gambling with your crypto. Say hello to WinWin. Coming to Pulse Chain soon. Sweet, to the point. Let's get after it, guys. It's your boy, Jim Rat Crypto, and we got Hexponential in the background here to talk with us about WinWin.finance. I'm excited because people were excited about this. I had never heard of it, but Bullish was like, dude, I think this might be legit. And Bullish doesn't say that to me way too often. Sometimes he does. So I said, okay, and then he's like, let's get this episode rolling. And then I got some good feedback in my DMs, like before when he posted the video, I didn't even post it. So people were DMing me, it's like interesting. There's a few smart guys in my DMs here. I wanted to know more. Let's dive into it, guys. It's your boy GRC. I'm first to the punch without even trying. Crypto in the evening, guys, every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern in the morning. That's crypto in the morning, 6 p.m. Eastern. Probably every single day, literally. And we're about that life, guys. Let's get into it. I'm going to just do the crypto in the morning song because I don't feel like loading anything else.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim ready to send me to show you the way.
DeFi Pro.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Exponential, how you doing?
Jim Rat, what's up?
Chilling, man, chilling. Third episode today. We got free airdrops, we got sacrifices, and now we got win-win.
Busy day for you.
Mm-hmm. No worries,
That
though.
that intro song is awesome. DeFi Proof has done such a good job.
DeFi Proof is the official DeFi rapper of all the DeFi space, which we love. And he's going to the moon. People don't know it yet, but he's going to be the official DeFi rapper of the planet when we're through. But let's get into it, Hex Financial, because this is a down to the business kind of episode. People don't know about this too much yet. Some people do. You've done a couple spaces. How far are you along, real quick, before I get into your intro? How far are you along on this actual idea, on the idea itself and the application of it?
Yep. So we're in consultation with our devs. We're pretty much got our dev team locked in. We haven't done our sacrifice yet. The feedback from the community has been really positive, and we're just waiting for the market to improve so we can do our sack.
So you're just wait to do the sack for the market to improve a little bit. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. If we had gone back when Kate
waiting because of economic energy, which is good. I mean, at least you're admitting it. Like, that's a good reason to, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we really have one shot.
Well, let's give it a go, eh? So talk about, first of all, who you are, your interaction with the crypto community in general, and then why and what inspired you to create your specific idea.
Absolutely. Okay, so I got into Hex through Orbiter Gray tweeting on Twitter saying, thank you, Richard, for the 27 million you raised for Sens. Actually, I think it was 16 million at the time, but that was in the Pulse Chain sacrifice. And so I thought, who's this Richard Hart guy and why has he raised $16 million for Sens? So I looked into it, and I saw all the stuff that we've all seen, and I saw the debates with Peter McCormack and the guy, Ari, I think his name was, and he's wearing the glasses. And I just thought, this Richard guy, everything he says is true. Like, you can just tell this guy's just constantly talking the truth. So I was fascinated. Sacrifice for Pulse, got into Hex. Like, for my financial position, I've gone pretty heavy into Hex. So, I think I can proudly call myself a proper Hexican. And then, as the PulseX SAC came along and the community hype was at an all-time high and everyone was really excited, I made a couple of friends in the space. We were in a chat one night and we were talking, and one of my co-founders said, guys, I reckon we've got enough brainpower in this room that we could make our own project. We kind of all fell silent for a sec because we're like, oh God, this is going to be a lot of work. And it has been, but it's been heaps of fun. And then so when we started chatting about, okay, so what do we want our protocol to be? How's it going to work? Straight away, we're like, okay, we're not doing a meme coin. We're not just taking value away from Hex and Pulse and PulseX and the Richard Hart tickers. If we're going to have our own project, it has to support the community. One of my co-founders has a family member who their life was kind of destroyed by gambling. So that came up in the early stages of brainstorming. Originally, it was just going to be like a hex lottery. So basically, you put your hex. We all pull our hex together, stake it for a year. One person wins all the yield. Pretty easy. But then we decided that, okay, that's cool for Hex.
That makes sense. So you guys were thinking about pooling originally, like trying to get ideas on paper. You were like, we could pool and then have prizes, it makes sense to think that way. And then how did that evolve?
And then we kind of realized that that's cool for Hex, but it doesn't do much for all the other assets that people love or are going to love when they're released. So Loan, USDL, Mint, Pulse. We thought it could be bigger. Plus, there's so much stuff being built for Hex that can't, and Hex is just such a beast by itself that doesn't really need, all these things that are coming to help Hex. Hedron, I believe the team at Coast are doing something. Flex by Power City, they're all going to support Hex. I think Hex is well taken care of. So we wanted to do something that could support the whole ecosystem. And that's what we have found a way to do. I shouldn't say the whole ecosystem, but a lot of the assets that we're all pretty bullish on. Are you there?
My bad. So you've made that idea, and then when do you actually implement like the idea of like when do you start to talk about it? And, okay, so for everyone in here, actually, real quick, what is WinWin in your own words? Because there's a lot of comments already about gambling, and like I was thinking and talking to you before, this is not really gambling.
No.
I was a professional gambler basically for a year straight. I know what gambling is. It's horrible for the most part. You know, you can have fun gambling, but the sickness of it is a horrible thing, right? Like the sickness of losing your money and then wanting to do it again. So how does this differ from that? Because you know that gambling is pretty predatory as far as like the lottery. You wrote that right in your white paper. I look at people that do the lottery every single day in the gas station, and it makes me sick to my stomach because I'm like, these people have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And like you said, they don't do the maths. And so what is this in comparison? Like, how could someone participate, feel safe? Give someone a little roundabout way of telling them what this would look like if they were interacting with it.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you're absolutely right. If you
I'm gonna grab my water, I can hear you.
Yeah, cool. If you go and buy a lottery ticket, chances are you're not going to win, and then you lose your money, and that sucks. Whereas with us, you bring your asset into our protocol. Yield is generated mainly through the native yield-bearing mechanisms of all the assets that we know and love. So Hex, Loan, USDL, Mint, potentially internet money, wallet dividend, and then that yield is captured by the protocol and goes off to prize pools, plus you get some yield for yourself. So basically what you're doing is you're sacrificing a percentage of your yield that you would have earned if you had have just gone and staked it natively, for the chance to win prizes. So the more people who participate, the bigger the prizes. If you don't win a prize in a given draw, you don't lose your crypto. You can withdraw your crypto at any time. There's no EES penalties to your principal. The only early withdrawal EES penalty is that you lose the yield that you would have accumulated, and any prizes that you would have accumulated, and it's only 30 days. So you just have to stay staked for 30 days, and then you don't have any penalties whatsoever.
And what's the penalty structure if I wanted to put into $1,000 worth or whatever, what is the penalty structure if I want to get out? And I'm like, fuck this.
So yeah, so let's say you've been in, let's put $1,000 worth of loan token in, and then 5 days later you change your mind, and in that time you'd earned, I don't know, let's say $1 worth of yield, or you lose that dollar, but you still get your 1,000. You get your principal out 100% of the time.
Okay, so that's cool. So I see what you're saying when you say it's anti-gambling, because you basically break even just for participating.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, as long as you are in there for more than 30 days, you get guaranteed yield. So
basically, you're taking crypto. I'm taking my crypto, and I'm putting it in this pool with little risk of losing it. And because it says no admin keys, immutable, we'll look into that. We'll talk about that later. But I'm taking my money, and if I want to take it out, I'm getting my money back. But if I don't, I'm winning crypto prizes. Where does the crypto yield kind of generate itself within the protocol?
So for every asset other than our native token WIN, the yield comes from the token's native yield bearing mechanism. So for loan, for example, it's the liquid loans loan staking pool. For USDL, it's the liquid loan stability pool. For Hex, it's the Hex staking contract. For Mint, it's the Mintra staking function. For WD, it's the internet money wallet, although you don't need to stake that, you just hold it. So that one's probably the easiest smart contract to be written. What's another example? Watt will go into the Power City core, generate pulse, and then, as long as everything is
Mintra's doing the same.
Exactly, Mintra. So the ones that we're looking at launching with, or doing first, are Hex, Loan, USDL, Mintra, and then closely followed by, or hopefully maybe at the same time, sort of depends on timing, but what. And we've looked at PulseX. That one could be really tricky. We've looked at Pulse. That could also be tricky because the like staking it to a validator isn't probably going to generate enough yield to warrant doing what we're doing. So we've looked at maybe using fiat to generate yield on Pulse. So we're looking at everything in the ecosystem that generates yield and basically capturing the yield, distributing it to prize pools, plus yield for the participant. So yeah, it's something that we feel supports the ecosystem really well. And then we've got our native token WIN. Its yield comes from a fixed reserve supply that decreases over time. And the modeling on that, you know how Bitcoin has a halving? Well, our fixed reserve supply has more like a seventh thing. So the modeling shows like a really smooth progression of halving, or sorry, not halving, of seventhing, to generate yield for everyone who stakes it. So the tokenomics are pretty cool. We're very proud of them. And
how do you add more tokens without admin keys once deployed?
So they're all separate smart contracts, which is really good because if something were to ever go wrong with any of the protocols that I've mentioned, then it wouldn't take the other ones down with it. So it's modular in that way. So basically we have our native token WIN is one smart contract. Then we create a smart contract for loan. We create one for USDL. We create one for Mint, Hex, etc., etc.
I see. No, that's it's a little complicated for me, but that's interesting that you can keep it all separated a little bit. Now, people are going to ask you how there's no risk in this, like with the mutableness and stuff. How would you best explain that to like a group of people? So, because I'm not saying maybe best explain it to me, because I kind of know about admin keys a little more intimately. Like I understand the interaction between admin keys, and like just because a project has admin keys doesn't mean it's bad. And that's like a general ethos of the Hex community. Like, but that's not really how all projects work. It's like if you want to make a groundbreaking project that does something else, like you might need admin keys to a degree, but those admin keys don't have to have interaction with the actual money, if you know what I mean. So
exactly.
And people don't understand that nuance, and I think it should be more highlighted. It's like just because the word admin keys is just like makes everyone squawk and move around, but really it's not that. It's a good point for certain cryptos, and it's a positive point, but I think that people need to dive further. What would you explain to people when you were mentioning that part of the contract? Because they're going to say there's risk all over the place everywhere. How would you kind of ease them out and say that that's not potentially true with this one?
So first of all, yes, I completely agree with what you just said. Admin keys is probably a more nuanced conversation than some of us have, sort of understood over the last couple of years. I was in a space the other day with Buck from Fiat, and he was explaining how the admin keys work with Fiat, and also, obviously since they're forking Aave, and it's nuanced. They need those admin keys, and exactly what you said. It can't take money from people, but it just allows the protocol to function optimally. So we're not going to have admin keys for our native token WIN. There is hopefully, like we've been chatting to the devs, and they have said that most likely we'll be able to have no admin keys anywhere at all in our protocol. If we do, it's only in the buy and burn. There's two buy and burn mechanisms, and they can hopefully be automated, so there's no admin keys required to run that function. It could even be a public call function, but basically, yeah, there's no admin keys that can ever take anyone's money away. So yeah, from an admin key point of view, there's no risk.
And that's what the people want to hear, because in this community, a lot of the conjecture comes from that alone, because you do see so many hacks, you see so much shit. People just want to know that maybe in the future it'll survive. And I think that's usually what they mean when they say admin keys. I think it's a better way to have a crypto survive, but it's not the only way. But I'd like that you're not, that's a benefit that you're not using admin keys, absolutely, for sure, because that's a good marketing point, and people know that their WinWin token cannot be messed with, which is nice. I mean, there's a lot of other aspects to this. How long is this YouTube video that you have on the front page of WinWin?
2 minutes.
1 minute and 57. I'm going to play it real quick
Go for it.
because I like just kind of browsing through this website, and I think everyone should see this while we're tuning in because blah, 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 blah.
It's a good overview.
And this will help. Okay.
WinWin is a crypto-powered savings and prize platform currently in development. WinWin is a crypto-powered savings and prize platform currently in development for Pulse Chain. WinWin will allow users to earn yield and win prizes in multiple popular Pulse Chain assets. WinWin will be made up of several separate smart contracts, with the native token WIN the first to be deployed. WIN stakers receive compounding daily yield in the form of more WIN token. Instead of coming from inflation, this yield is distributed from a fixed reserve supply that decreases over time. This benefits early adopters and also ensures stakers always receive yield. As separate smart contracts are added to the ecosystem, WIN stakers will earn extra daily yield in the new token staking reward. For example, if Loan was added, WIN stakers would earn yield in USDL, plus have the chance to win monthly, quarterly, and yearly prizes in USDL. If Mint was added, WIN stakers would earn extra yield, plus have the chance to win prizes in Pulse, and so on. As more smart contracts are added to WinWin, things just keep getting better and better for WIN stakers. But what's in it for holders of other assets? By staking their tokens through WinWin, they get the chance to regularly earn yield and win prizes, and these prizes could get really big. With WinWin, there is no risk of ever losing your crypto. Even if a user early ends stakes by removing their tokens within 30 days, their only penalty would be missing out on yield and any prizes, but they'd never lose their principal. Half of this penalty is distributed to the WIN stakers, rewarding them for delaying gratification, and the rest is sent to an address with the ability to buy and burn tokens. This applies buying pressure to WIN, while also making it deflationary. WinWin has been designed to be fair, fun, and rewarding, with some of the best tokenomics on Pulse Chain, and it will be great for onboarding new users. Join the Telegram group to be the first to hear all the latest developments.
So it's t.me/WinWin DeFi. I'm going to drop that below. T.me/WinWin DeFi, guys, if you want to join the Telegram group. I think that was a great overview. Website's really good. Animation's really good. You guys spend a lot of time and work on this stuff.
We sure do. Every night. We're up till like midnight talking about it constantly and tweaking the tokenomics, and yeah, we've got it all locked in finally. So it's been a labor of love, but it's been a lot of fun.
I'm going to read this last portion on the welcome to WinWin real quick. So guys, welcome to WinWin. The knowledge base has been compiled with as much information as can possibly be shared at this time. It will be updated as the project evolves. You should have no expectations of anything, guys, always. WinWin is an exciting new DeFi savings protocol under development on Pulse Chain. WinWin will give everyone a fair chance of regularly winning prizes without risking their tokens, all while generating a healthy APY that compounds automatically. Why WinWin? Billions of people around the world are facing record living costs and finding it more difficult than ever to grow their savings. Very true. Sadly, research also shows that many people aren't ready for retirement with next to no savings set aside for funds and lifestyle they love. To make saving easier, WinWin is designed to be fair, ethical, a fun way to build savings and win prizes without ever risking your principal, guys. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty ballsy statement, and I mean, it's backed up by what everything else said. So what do you mean fair? With WinWin, your chance of winning is directly proportionate to the size in the pool and the amount of time you have staked for each draw. It's that simple, guys. We're talking time lock here. We're talking yield. Each unique wallet address can only win one prize per draw. So let's go over to prizes. WinWin gives users the chance to win prizes in multiple ways. Staking WIN. Earn a base yield of more WIN token and other assets. Provide the chance to win prizes of the popular Pulse Chain assets. You guys know we like that here. I love earning Pulse Chain assets for free. Staking other assets. Earn base yield in their respective staking rewards. Provides the chance to win big prizes in these same staking rewards. Prize breakdown. First prize, one staker wins 60% of the pool. Second prize, 5 stakers win 10% of the pool. Third prize, 5% of stakers win 10% of the pool. Fourth prize, 10% of stakers win 10% of the pool. Fifth prize, 15% of stakers win 10% of the prize pool. How are the prizes generated in the draws allocated? Yield is earned through the staking of popular Pulse Chain assets via the WinWin smart contract. 60% of the yield is allocated for prize draws and distributed as follows. 33% goes to monthly prize, 33% goes to quarterly prize, 34% goes to yearly prize. How are the winners selected? A randomizer will select the winner based on probability and determined by their percentage of tokens in the staking pool in the time they have staked for. Can I win prizes, multiple prizes per draw? No. Do you need to claim the prize? Yes, winners are required to claim their prizes. But coming out soon, I'm just joking. When are the prizes drawn? Every 30 days post-launch, every 90 days post-launch, every 365 days post-launch, guys. Let's go to deployment. The WinWin is committed to win and Pulse Chain. We want this community to thrive long-term. Separate win allocations will be made at deployment to an externally owned EOA that will hold an amount of win for bug bounty, hackathon, and to a liquidity provider reward contract. Cool. So we can provide liquidity with the win-wins.
Mhm.
So is there any more one of these that you want to highlight more than others, and I can read it, or we can just move on?
So it is a somewhat complicated system, but I think it's worth people taking the time to read through this, because once you get it, it's like, that's really cool. The native token.
It makes good sense to me.
The native token win is probably what we are I mean, we're proud of being able to support the whole community. That's obvious. But the tokenomics behind win is pretty powerful. So you stake your win token. It allows you to generate yield in all the other assets that we've mentioned, plus get the chance to win prizes in all those same assets. So if all you did was just get win token, stake it, you'd get a chance to win all the other prizes and get yield in all those assets, which is pretty cool. Plus it's deflationary, plus there's a buy and burn. Plus it's got a great logo. So
and a great website and a great team, clearly, because you guys are working. I mean, I've seen guys that got $60 million that can't put up a decent front end. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Have you seen stuff like this? Can I mention this? Because from an outside perspective, what do you see? Because I'm newer than you, obviously, because you be fucking with all this stuff. So what do you see in the community? You don't have to name any names. That's not the point. The point is expectations of money with a lot of promises, not promises, but like a lot of false narrative. Is that fair to say about what the future holds, with a lot of accepting money at fast paces, and then after they accept the money, I feel like you guys were like worried, like we're going to have our incentive structure flipped if everyone sends us all their money before we're ready. And this is ready and Pulse Chain's ready. And now we're in this big conflict zone where everyone thinks this shit is a scam because they just gave all their fucking money to these entities that are, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I think some people wish they allocated their funds a little different.
We have very strong relationships with the team that you're talking about. I'm very bullish on that project. Big fan. I have complete faith in them.
Good.
But
and this has nothing to do with the project itself, but yes, I know what you're saying. This is all just about like deploying something.
Yeah. But on that particular project you're referring to, I've put the time and effort into learning who the team behind the project is. I was involved with doing some like marketing for them. I was writing some blog posts and stuff. So, I spent a lot of time chatting to the team. I'm one of the admins. So I trust them fully. But I see what you're saying. The optics of projects taking money and then taking a very long time to show the community anything concerns people, and that's part of the reason with our SAC being delayed. We don't want to just take people's money and then not be able to show anything fairly promptly. I think I'm not suggesting the other team hasn't been transparent, because I think they absolutely have. And people have a lot of money on the line, so and we're all bored out of our minds waiting for Pulse. So
I think it's just expectations that people give themselves.
exactly.
And then it kind of can ruin the ethos of something, because people are people and they don't read that kind of stuff. Or like when I buy something, I don't even think about making money off of it, because I've already thought about the investment for a long ass time. So I've made the decision to go along with Hex while it's going down, correct? And we all have, right? Because we have faith in it. So it's just like that. I think it's a faith thing. And I think the most important thing in a community is the community. Like it is the people. Why is Bitcoin popular? Because everyone knows about it. It's not because it's lit. It's not that lit. It's just like pretty good, but it's not that lit, and everyone knows about it. My mom knows about it. Everyone knows about it. So what is your plan and when it comes to building the community? Because at the end of the day, I think that's the most important part. And I think there's projects out there that just didn't do enough when it comes to building that community. I'm not talking about this ecosystem in particular.
So in advertising, it's referred to as new news. What are we going to have in the form of new news that we can constantly tell people about and keep them excited? What's the prizes? So let's say someone stakes $100 worth of USDL, and then they win a $30,000 prize. How amazing. So then we can just constantly pump out, hey, this guy staked $100 and won 30,000. People are going to like, wow, that's cool. I want to look into that. Oh, wow, he was never at risk of losing his principal. So it's like a lotto ticket that never expires. Oh, plus you get yield on it. That's amazing. So from an ongoing marketing point of view and building the community, we think we're going to have cool stuff to talk about, because who doesn't love winning prizes? So I think we're fortunate in that respect. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah, and I like where this is going, man. I like where this is going. I like the idea. It makes a lot of sense to me. I don't necessarily know how you got to the point where everything works, because I don't know all that shit. But we're gonna have people that know what they're doing looking into this. I know you guys obviously anticipate that. That's how life is. So we're just gonna keep it going. I'm excited. I was happy to tell everybody about this today. I wanted people to know about a project that people are actually happy about. Some people that are actually very stingy in this community have given it the Jesus, people that you can't even sell Hex to. They'll be fucking like telling you you're a shill. I'm like, you're a Hex kid. And they're like, stay away. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot of that in the bear market. And I think this is a fun, gentle, awesome, cool way. And I would like to be a part of something that eliminated gambling in a way, or gave it less risk, because I'm surrounded by people ruining their lives from gambling. And it's not ruining their lives financially. A lot of them have a lot of money. It's not necessarily the money. Like I always mention to people, it's never the money. I have less money than most of the people in this community, and I'm damn probably happier. It's about overhead. It's about position in life. It's about manipulation. And that's really what gambling is. It's just manipulating you to think you're going to make more than you are. And I think this is not that.
No. So let's talk about the downsides of WinWin. Basically, there aren't any. But if there was, right? So you can, let's say you've got loan token. You can put it directly into the liquid loan staking pool. And let's say you're going to get 30% APY on that. Or you can put it through our protocol and you'll only get 1/3 of the yield, because our protocol will capture the other 2/3 and send it off to prize pools. And the remaining 1/3 you can go in and claim after the 30 days. So what you're doing by participating in WinWin is you are sacrificing some of your yield for the chance to win prizes. So it's not magic. We're not generating the value out of thin air, and it's all just fugazi.
Technically you are, but it's the way that it works. Like You're taking yield that exists already and just giving it to the people.
Exactly.
They're just so
Exactly.
guys, hear me out. If you didn't understand what he was saying there, I have hex, right? I was probably going to stake. I have a lot of hex stakes already. I take a little bit of hex, I put it over here. Instead of having that earned yield from the staking protocol, I give it to them. They earn yield and then they reward it to those people. So it's like a separate little pot where you can earn, because people do use their money for things like this. The sports gambling industry is out of control. It is out of control. When I say out of control, I mean it's huge. It's a giant market. Everyone wants to gamble on sports. Everyone wants to gamble on everything. And I think if there was a way for someone to get that feeling of gambling with less risk in an immutable way, it could be really explosive if people get that itch for it. And I think they could. I know all about that itch. I've been suffering from that itch my whole life. The gambling itch, the drug itch, like, just to get, you're a young man, you want to do stuff, you want to mess around. And there's safer ways to do it. And there's way less safe ways to do it. Buying Bitcoin and holding it is a lot different than buying 100 times leverage with someone else's money. You know what I mean? You're still buying Bitcoin. But geez Louise, there's a lot of risk. I really appreciate you coming on here, bro.
You're so welcome. Anytime.
Anything else you want to say before you go? Just a final hurrah?
Well, we will be releasing the details of our sacrifice as soon as we possibly can, hopefully in the next week or so. When Pulse Chain launch is a question I was going to ask you.
I don't even look at price charts or anything. I have no fucking clue. I'm the patient champion. I have no feelings. Like I've never expected anything out of any of this, and I was in it late enough where I don't care. I was just happy to be here. Like I was day 501. I bought Hex at 1.9 cents, and ever since then I've just been like in awe.
Nice, very nice.
Just in awe of the product, like just in awe of inflation, just in awe of immutable contracts. And I'm just so excited for Richard Hart and what he has in store, because I truthfully believe he's going to blow the fucking socks off of this entire industry.
Absolutely.
I really do. Like, I've never seen a man that I felt more congruent with as far as what he was doing. And when you feel congruent with someone, it makes me feel like he's doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Because he's vibing with a lot of us. He's vibing with a lot of the people. He understands the game theory here. He understands what the people want, and he understands how it will last. And I think you're doing similar work, where everyone in this community does. We've taken a lot from what Richard has taught us, and we've implemented it in these projects. Is it fair to say you wouldn't be where you are mentally with this project if you didn't have some of that information?
100%. There's just no way we'd be doing what we're doing if it wasn't for what Richard has built with Hex and creating Pulse Chain.
So thank you, Richard Hart, for inspiring all of us once again, just to be better. Like I tell people, aside from the money, I've never really made a cent off of Richard Hart. I've never really taken crypto off my computers, just because it's just not where I'm at yet. I've transferred it certainly to USDC, but like I have not really taken it out. So whenever someone comes at me about being one of those Hexicans, I'm like, sit your ass down, buddy. I don't have a financial incentive here. Richard can suck my dick. This is not about that. It's about what he taught me. It's about he literally taught me how to be successful in this industry in a year. It would have taken me 3. You know what I mean? Like I would have been, I would have gotten wrecked 3 more times, had to fight back 3 more times. I guarantee it, because the information wasn't out there that I was looking for until I found him. And then it was all there, right in front of me. And I was like, oh my God. I've been obsessed with the guy ever since, because I was like, what a value prop. This guy's going around telling kids like me how to change their lives forever without doing anything. You don't even have to buy his token. I suggest you do. A little bit. But dude, thank you so much. I feel like we've been motivated by the same, we're all in this community together, right? We all have these ideas, and I would like to be a part of supporting this moving forward.
Thanks, man. Well, anytime you want to have us back on, we would love to.
Just if you have an update on anything, you just shoot it over and the episode goes up.
Perfect deal. Join our Telegram. We've only got 368 members, so that needs to grow. We've got, I think, like 1,300 on Twitter. So we're killing it on Twitter, but come on, guys, join our Telegram. Learn more about us.
It's t.me/WinWin Finance.
Yeah. Ask us any questions. We will answer basically immediately. We've got a lot of cool things on the horizon. So just looking forward to sharing it.
Appreciate you a lot, man. Thanks. This has been good. This has been educational. I really do think our lives are going to be absolutely wild in a year from now. And I'm really excited because I think we all deserve it. And I think we all stuck for the right reasons in this community and stayed strong with 90% dips, all that stuff. And we were educated, you know. I really do feel like this is going to be explosive between Pulse Chain and all the good projects that work on it. If there's a good project, it'll work on it. I really do think that. And I think that you're starting to cover some of those parameters for damn sure. And this could be really good. So I'm going to jump off here, dude. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. T.me/WinWin Finance, guys. Please join their group. It's free to join their group. There is going to be a sacrifice phase at some point. That does not exist at this moment because they're going to wait a little longer. I agree with that sentiment. I do, because I've seen a lot of the backlash from the other way around. You can't know what you can't know, right? Like, you can't. Those guys were like, let's launch this thing. Richard was saying 2.5 months, and maybe we got maybe you got lucky by not getting involved right then because you couldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, so delaying our SAC has given us time to refine our tokenomics, and the protocol is a lot better off for it. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, every cloud has a silver lining. We would have loved to have been able to do our SAC back in March, or, you know, whenever KG did the Internet Money one. That was super successful, but we're hoping to be just as successful in the coming months. So thank you again, Jim Rat. Really appreciate the time.
Yeah, man. Good times. Everyone, have a wonderful day. We have a crypto fitness challenge coming up, guys, soon. Just keep your eyes out. I'm not going to say any specifics, but let's just rewind it. Go back to the
asking if this was me. No, it's not me. And then I saw another guy asking about an influencer. Like I retweeted this Jim Rat Crypto that's having a Hexagon fitness challenge. There's guys impersonating him. So.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at why they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pro chains out, gonna get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart.